What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex46. I'm back with another video. Be sure to go follow me over on Twitter or X at Vortex46 for all of my picks for today's NBA and NCAA March Madness slate here, guys. Yeah, we went 0-2 for the two lock picks for the NBA. Darius Garland over his points, Jalen Green over his points. Both of them did not cash. Jalen Green came the closest. Garland, something told me to take the under, but I was like, well, maybe it will go over. Maybe he'll ball out. But against the Spurs, he's struggled to really score points, so it didn't cash. But Jalen Green, like I said, came close. He had 21, while Garland had 10. And for the night of the NBA, yeah, it just didn't really work out. I went 1 for 5 on my single bets, 0-2 for my parlays. Yeah, but I did sweep March Madness. 4 picks, all of those picks went basically hit the mark. I'm really glad about that. I've been trying to sweep the board when it's pertaining to March Madness. Came close a few times, but last night was that night. Had Alabama covering the -5.5. They cashed out with a 113-88 win. Maryland, Florida over 157.5. They hit that on the nose at 158. Arizona and Duke over 153.5. They balled out 193 points in total, with Duke winning 100-93. And then Arkansas in a loss, they lost 88-86, but they covered that number plus 5.5. So I'll gladly cash that. But again, go follow me over on Twitter or X at Vortex46 for all of my plays, my picks, and everything. And hopefully we will cash. Now, and I'm also doing MLB bets over there as well. So let's dive into the 2 NBA lock picks and a couple of other NBA picks, and then my NCAA picks as well. Let's dive into the NCAA picks real quickly, real briefly, just like I did yesterday. It's real quick, real simple. But this one's even more simple. These 4 games, all of them taking all overs. Just gonna go on ahead and take these for the over. So I'm deciding to go with Ole Miss versus Michigan State. Going back to Michigan State, but I'm taking the over. 143.5. The Rebels are 3-2 to the over, while Michigan State is actually 2-3 to the over in the last 5 games. But hopefully this goes over the number. My Kentucky Wildcats taking on Tennessee, the over 144.5. Wildcats, my Kentucky boys are 4-1 over the last 5 games, while the Volunteers are 2-3 to the over the last 5 games. We'll see what happens. Michigan playing against Auburn, over 153.5. Wolverines are 4-1 to the over, while the Tigers are 1-4 to the over. So we'll see. Hopefully this one cashes. And then Purdue versus Houston. I felt like this was a no-brainer just due to the fact of the low number, but we'll see. This might be a different defensive style of a game. We'll see what happens. I took the over, 131.5. Boilermakers are actually 5-0 to the over, while the Cougars are 3-2 to the over, just a little over 500. So we'll see what happens with all 4 of these picks here. Hopefully they all go over the mark, but we'll see what happens with that. And now let's dive into our 2 lock picks here for the NBA, and then maybe 1 or 2 other picks as well. And like I said, I have a few MLB picks that you can go check out over on my Twitter that I posted. So going back to Tobias Harris, but I'm actually going to fade him on his rebounds. Taking the under at 5.5 against the Cavaliers. It's -105 over on DraftKings. So he's technically projected currently, per Outlier, per a couple other sources, he's actually projected to get 5.74 rebounds tonight. Last 5 games, he's actually averaging 6 rebounds, hitting at a 60% hit rate. But here's the interesting thing. At home, he's averaging 5.6 rebounds. So the over is actually hit 20 out of the last 35 games. So 20 went over, and then 15 has gone under. So definitely 5 above 500. But here's the interesting thing about him against the Cavaliers. He's actually 0-3 against them currently this year. Cavaliers have shut him down to just averaging 3 rebounds, and the last 4 power forwards alone, they've actually shut down the last 4 power forwards that they played against over the last 5 games. So we'll see if they make it a 5th game tonight. Next lock pick, I'm actually going to be going with the Brooklyn Nets My laptop decided to freeze up, so I'll go to my oh, there it goes. I'm actually going with the Brooklyn Nets to cover the spread against the Clippers. This is going to be an interesting one. So last 5 games, Nets are actually 3-2 ATS over the last 5 games at home, while the Clippers on the road are actually 2-1 ATS. But here's the thing: Brooklyn Nets are actually 8-3-1, hitting at a 66.7% rate when it's pertaining to covering the spread in their last 12 games at home. So we'll see what happens with this one specifically, because again, the Brooklyn Nets are at home. They're hosting the Nets. So we'll see what happens with that. So those are the 2 lock picks here. And the next pick here that I'm going to be going with is I'm going to be looking to go with Dennis Schroeder to go over 5.5 assists against the Cavaliers. Back to this game. It's -155 over on Bet365. He's projected actually to go under this mark. He's actually projected to get 4.6 assists tonight. Last 5 games, he's actually not even averaging. He's barely averaging 5 assists over the last 5 games. So he's actually hitting at an under rate, at a 0 hit rate, right? But I want him to go over. But against the Cavaliers specifically, he's actually averaging 5.6 assists over the last 5 meetings against the Cavaliers. And the Cavs against point guards over the last 5 games are actually 1-3-1 when shutting down a point guard from getting assists. So the point guards against them are actually above 500 currently against them, getting at least three. These last 3 point guards against them have actually gotten over the 6 assists or gone over the projected assists against them. So those are the picks, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I got a few other picks, or a couple other picks for NBA posted on my Twitter, and then I have a few MLB picks that I posted on my Twitter. So go follow me over at Vortex46. Let me know your thoughts on these picks. What are your picks for tonight's NBA and NCAA March Madness slate? Any picks for MLB, whatever. And I will hopefully talk to y'all with my video for tomorrow's games to come soon. Peace, guys.